Hello, Quadabble here, and as you can see, 13 minutes and 57 seconds to beat Night Revenants. I hadn't even one-starred this, or you wouldn't two-star it, but one-starred this, and literally this is the end of 2 years worth of work, and I agree that this is one of the hardest um, faction wars bosses. Just crazy. But I took a lot of advice from a lot of different YouTube authors, and I went through a lot of characters. So I used Crypt first before I used Faceless, meaning I took Crypt to 660 before I took Faceless to 660. I'm going to say at this point in time, unless you have a legendary that is just the hardest hitting legendary out there, which Warlim is not built for legendary, for hard hitting, Faceless is the answer. So Crypt can help you get past the Valkyries and whatnot. And then the other thing, let's go into Edit Team, and I can show you a couple of the things that's going on. Oh, hey, there you go. Advanced Quest complete. I don't know what that was, but we'll have to check that. But I was also using this, and I went in and I turned off Not So Fast on Crypt because it was just a waste of time. I mean, my champion, I finally put some speed glyphs in and made her 206. So I was really holding back on everything, the resources, the books, everything, except for chickens. Obviously, I raised a lot of people up there. Rector Drath is definitely making it easier for us post Doom Tower. Post Doom Tower, Rector Draft came out post Doom Tower. So this made it where, for one, this team setup came right around the Doom Tower. So this is post Doom Tower skill. Rector Drath was the only reviver that I know of in this faction, Knights Revenant. Whirling Frost King was the one and only champion you get from the battle pass. I think it's called the battle pass. And this guy is maxed to the teeth, all 16s, good level of armor. Every skill is upgraded, and he's mastered. So, and then I came into Faceless, and finally I gave up, and I said, okay, I'll take Faceless in with me, and everything's skilled up. His masteries are not mastered. He's got some masteries, but he's not fully mastered. And then Skull Crown, the reason she's in here instead of Sinesha is because she has, for one, she has 2 AoE hits. And then 2, she's got my stun armor on. So there's no reason I couldn't have put Sinesha in except for trying to save some silver. And to do this, here, let me... So the nice thing about this is, like with Crypt I kind of left this decreased defense in there, but I just realized that her accuracy is too low. So it's just a waste of time. So if you were going to use her again for her speed increase in all battles, or maybe it's just in Faction Wars, but if you're going to use that speed to make the difference in the speed, then just take both these off, and you just want to come in and hit and do 30% more damage if it has any buffs, and ignore, just do that. And then, but back to the statement, coming over here by faction, I went crazy. I think yesterday I was really tired, and this is like my third major attempt. This is my last faction. It's my third major attempt to get this character, and I was just wasting resources left and right. And I should have just taken the advice from the people earlier, but to answer, what did I do? I took this guy to 660, which was a waste of time. But I'm kind of interested in the Hex champions, so I've taken all the Hex champions that I have to 660. I booked this one, but I didn't book this one, and the reason I booked her is because she had a debuff spread. She has a debuff extender, and she could place decreased defense, but she just wasn't tanky enough to be any good. But then let's see, tick this one to 660. So you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4 with Crypt Witch. I took 4 champions. So that's 20 rank 5 chickens just to beat this. That's what I was doing. And then I spent, 8 books here, 8 books here, 8 books here, whatever they were. So I spent like 20 to 25 books. Obviously, I took Rector Drath, but I did that a while back, so it wasn't just for this one occasion. Let's see here. But yeah, as far as the builds go, just show you what I did have. I'm kind of a minimalist, but this was the one that was just too tough. And I would say for us, people who are trying to beat this post Doom Tower, that's the only reason I've beaten some of the like Demon Spawn. I think it was Durr was the only reviver other than Duchess Lilitu. So they've kind of made it easier for us post Demon Spawn. But this will probably be your last one. And then the Faction Wars boss, it's the Health Exchanger, so you're on a 12 turn cooldown to beat her. And last night I couldn't beat her, so yeah, I was getting stomped. But as far as like skills, this one's completely done. Mastery's completely done. But I went, what is that skill? Increases the chance of placing the freeze. So that's kind of what I went with. I was tempted to make some changes, but one last try and it worked. Really no masteries here, no books. Not fully mastered, but I believe, yeah, almost fully booked. So I could have even made it better with a 1 turn cooldown, which probably would have helped. Here you have all books and a few masteries. Rector Drath, partially, and then not even fully booked. Wow, I didn't realize that. This one, 35% chance. Place. That would help. I should put the last 2 books into that, but I'll probably never do this boss again, even for Clan v Clan. This was another option, because if you get your speed up high enough, you can bring in a Sepulchre Sentinel. And Sepulchre Sentinel has a 50, 60, 70% chance to put that decreased stack on. A very useful skill. And then, of course, increased defense and block debuff. So she'll help your team make it. She can wipe out all damage. And then this one right here. She's really good for that decreased defense or decreased attack. And that's what I was kind of relying on Rector Drath. But you can see I didn't level it up, so it was only a 40, could have been a 50, but it was only a 40% chance. And then here's Crypt Witch, fully booked. I was just spending all these resources at the end. And usually I wait for a Clan v Clan, so that's why it was taking me about a month to beat this level. And then, of course, Faceless. And then you can see he's not really... he's set up for damage, but I didn't master him. And then, of course, his books are done. And then you can see some of his stats. He gives himself a increase crit rate by 30%. So it being basically 75, 76% wasn't a big deal because he gives it to himself, which is, I think, pretty awesome. But then I didn't have hardly anything in here really. What should I call it? I didn't have very many of these. Some of these didn't have any glyphs on them, so that was another thing. But yeah, just crazy. So what I'm gonna do is just run this through. I know it's pretty long, but what I'll do is I'll speed battle up to the boss. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make it, but if I don't, I'll just edit this part out. So go ahead and enjoy. And when I get to the boss, I have to do a little bit of manipulation, so it isn't all. It could be if I had enough damage dealing, and if I rework some of the speeds and put in Sepulchre Sentinel or something, and you can see the speed increase by 20%. So that's making everybody well over 200 points. So, but with that being said, I'll go ahead and start, and I'll speed through this other part and get to the end and show it to you, or just jump to the end. So, all right, hang on. Alright, so as you can see, we're getting here. He's got a 10 turn cooldown, so this is where you need to be a little bit more proactive. And right here, I will go ahead and all I'm doing right now is I'm watching this cooldown, and I don't want to put anything on my champions that he can steal. Basically, that's what it comes down to. So, just A1 or whatever, as long as it doesn't put a skill on him or a debuff on him, just go ahead and go for it. Because you don't want to give him anything. So here you had your block. I'll go ahead and do that one because I want to do as much damage as I can. 49,000. So he's my heavy hitter, and I still have a couple levels to go and everything. But obviously I'm going to lose somebody. He just swapped health with that one. So now I'm watching that one. This can put a weaken on, so I don't want to use that. This can get 2 hits if it's above 50%. I don't want to put anything on, so I just go ahead and go for the hit. And again the hit. And then see it's kind of going away. Not too bad. And I'll go ahead and let him do his thing. So I'll probably lose 2 here. Oof, it's crazy. So now I'll go ahead and put it back in auto. And basically what's going to happen now is I'm going to revive my 2 people, and it's just going to go through it. And so what I'm doing is when this gets down to 1, I'm going to put it back in, take it out of auto. Take that back out of auto, double check everything. I'm waiting for my revive to come back around. It gets a little hairy right here. This is where, do I kill him or not kill him and restart the whole cycle? So I don't want to use this ability because I don't want to give him that skill. I don't think I'm going to do quite as good as I did last time. And this is a hit or miss. So here's his skill. He uses it no matter what. Put it back into auto. Yeah, I think the other time when I did this too, when he cycled, he exchanged life, he took someone who wasn't 100%. And I think it might take 2 cycles to do this. That's crazy. So you can tell Faceless is just such a beast of a hitter. He took the couple little ones, but again, I think I'm just going to let it run through. Maybe on auto is the best way to do this. So he's going to do a swap. It'll probably be Rector Draft because he has the most health. But we'll see. Damage. Here, reverse. Here we go. It's probably my last run right here before it has to cycle all the way over again. It's like you almost want Rector Draft to take a little more damage, but he's your reviver, or she's your reviver, so you can't let that go. Dude should do the swap right now, but again he's going to get 100% of health. That's crazy. I was going to leave it on. Well, not true. Yeah, it's too late now. It's a little couple. I could probably raise my resistance and get a lot closer. So I'm just going to let it go auto and see what it does. Maybe it'll do better than I did. All it comes down to is, can I have all 5 characters alive at the end of this? So decrease attack, the weaken. I also need to raise Ooh, look at that hit. I know some people had 100,000 damage and stuff like that. I just don't have that. Still some good stuff. See, him getting my strengthen and my is where it's weakening. So yeah, I'll have to figure this one out. Actually, I don't. So the timing right here, right there, that's the last one. So when it comes back around to his next turn, I want to take that off of auto and see what I can do. Take that off of auto, come into some good attacks. I don't want to do that one because he's just going to steal it. She is just going to steal it. I guess it's she. And then I can try doing that decreased defense. That could possibly help. There's the revive. What I might do is also, well, no, I can put it in now. I need him back. He's my heavy hitter. So I'll go ahead and go one more round. Stole everything, but I don't have to worry about those as they disappear. So I hit auto again, and hopefully this will be it. And remember, I'm trying to watch till this gets down to 1 and control what abilities I put on because I need more damage. There you go. The other thing I want to do. So I can put the increased crit rate on. Attack. And then attack. And then right here, I want to try that decrease defense. He has 2 hits. Yeah, I gotta increase that accuracy. Hit. And then go through this one more time. Probably should attack right there. Auto out and see what happens. It's crit damage, it's crit rate. No, it's not gonna happen this time either. Alright, I'll stop this video. Alright, so that last attack failed, obviously, because that's why we're here again. And I went through and changed the armor just a little bit, finished up some glyphs into the characters' armor and stuff. So I'm keeping the same ones. The other thing I'm going to do is I increased Crypt Witch's 75% chance, plus 6% decrease. I changed out a resistance banner for an accuracy banner, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into there. So everything else will stay the same. I don't see the point in changing anything. And then I increased everybody's speed, so I think this was set about 210. I added, 2s and 3s. I didn't go out crazy. I'm not going to waste my 4s, 5s, and 6s, so I still have those glyphs for other achievements, but yeah. So really, maybe it's not even necessary, but definitely Crypt Witch gets a benefit from running it in a team setup. So I'll go ahead and hit start, and we'll just see what happens, and I'll fast forward this one too, so I'll see what happens. Wow. Full auto. That's what I was testing right there. I was going to let it go, but it's so close. And an awesome speed glyph at 6. So I need those two. Everybody needs those. Wow. Full auto, Rector Drath, Faceless, and Crypt Witch. I'm almost thinking I can pull Whirlim out because he's making my team stronger. And the other team technically doesn't do as much damage, but there's no weaken and no decreased defense put on by Whirlim, from the best of my knowledge. At least that's what I think. Let's go to champions real quick and double check that. So Whirlim skills do possible freeze, decrease crit damage, decrease accuracy, puts the increased crit damage on your team. So that's a lot of good damage on you, and debuffing their damage or lowering their damage, and then put strength and increased defense on your team. And then, of course, you know, the aura that we can't use, but one of the best ones at Doom Tower. That's why he's a usable character now. But wow, full auto. So it won't do it every single time, but I've got the champions. Now, one of the neat things I was just thinking about on this one is this guy is completely slow. 158, and then the 20% speed boost would be 178. So he's barely, really, he's just there for support. He's occasionally gets that freeze. Now, what's neat about him is on his A1, he'll either put a perfect veil buff for 2 turns or 1 turn. So what's neat about that is that pairs up really nice with Rector Drath, whose passive is they'll heal and increase resistance of allies under Veil and Perfect Veil by 50. So he's making it so that champion who's that Whirlim is putting on gets these bonuses, the extra HP and then the Perfect Veil stuff. So full auto. Wow. I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out for you. I hope this video was useful. Wow. So full auto. That was a great. I love it. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. If you like it, please subscribe. But if you made it this far, yeah, you're a trooper. Have a good one.